personal, and I want to give a personal testimony about myself. After reviewing, watching this thing with the past bro things and men and women, going back and forth for social media, something struck me with a commentator say, uh, and he was right. I think as men, which I've been doing it already, just basically focusing on yourself. And the reason why I feel that men feel this way because when you got, it's nice to see a lot of good-looking women out there, whether it's in your country or in your city. But the thing about it is, when you meet these women, you don't know their background. And as a single man, you, and really all you need is just to meet one person, because it's a wrap. We live in a time where people are not honest, people are not forthcoming. So you meet a nice person of the opposite sex, that's what should matter. But I wasn't for going out there and meet with all different type of women and try to get in bed with all different type of women, because there's some disadvantages with that. And, mentally, emotionally, and sooner or later physically, it would take a toll on you. And it's just good to have somebody who really have a heart. And you're going to give your body to somebody, give it to somebody that really have your heart, who have your best interest. It's the opposite sex. Someone who's going to love you like somebody in your family will love you. But all this playing back and forth with the opposite sex, it's not really good. It's a waste of time. It really is. It's just sad that, even though I made videos about the men going overseas, but I'm for the men that trying to find a really, or they're going on business and really trying to find a wife, because when you're meeting different women from overseas, you don't know what their background is. They tell you, but until you go over there and know a person, and particularly if you're not really fluent in that language, or you're not very really knowing that culture, and you have been in that country for like 1 or 2 years, just like here in the States, if you meet somebody here, you really got to get to know them, because people can be fooling, and I can only speak from a man's perspective, but women can probably it's applied to them too. But speaking from a man's perspective, yeah. And one thing I know is, some people think that because you're a certain type of man, and I've come across this too, that there are women thinking that, well, this guy like he's a sucker, and he don't like he have a girlfriend or anything, so like he's a loner. So you got some women that prey on men too, and they try to, for example, back in 2021, I was getting all these Facebook people, right? And I was just wanting to meet friends. I wasn't trying to get a hookup culture or nothing like that, because I feel like I'm really past that stage. I'm at a point in my life I don't really want to be bothered with that hookup and that one night stand, and I had to go through a spiritual deliverance from that, because when you get with somebody, you don't know who they've been with, and the person that was with that person don't know, and that person, it goes on and on and on and on and on. So I don't want no soul tie. I don't want no soul tie to somebody that's been out there like that. that they had that person that they probably got with probably had about 2 or 3 or 10 other people, and the person that got with them and so now you share a common connection with them in the realm of spirit. And it's too bad there's some men don't think like this who travel among, whether men here or men in general, who want to play the field, whether they're in their 20s or their 30s or their 40s and their 50s. I understand when you're 20s, you're not ready to really technically settle down. But when you get in your 30s and your 40s and you're still trying to live like in your 20s, trying to be like the Mac Daddy dog and have all these different women and feel like you gotta be validated, it's something wrong. And it shows that, like, a person like Andrew Tate is like something wrong. Why you have to feel like you gotta control a woman and try to the point that I was hearing something about him that came from the women that he was talking to, that he was kind of abusive, and he just come up with this alter ego, and it's too bad his alter ego took on a whole different meaning. And I don't know, maybe when he was at school, when he was back in high school, maybe he didn't have a girlfriend, maybe he got rejected, but all of a sudden he turned into this Neanderthal. And watching certain individuals like that I've seen over social media, and then I was hearing what this one guy was saying, how men get online and when they really should be focusing on themselves, and why you make it about women worshiping women, crying about women, and I sat down and I said, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Why are you crying about something when you're the prize? And if some good-looking woman don't want to talk to you, what's the big deal? And you have a generation of young men that can't even handle rejection. Like, there was a young lady that got the Alabama player. It was allegedly said that he was with this other young man, and they saw this young lady, and she was with their boyfriend, but they didn't care. But she clearly wasn't really interested in him. And so she turned them down. And these young men get upset because they're not used to someone rejecting them. And part of rejection is a part of growing process as an individual. And there was times in my life, I've been rejected by women. I've been even played by some women. And even you think that you really like somebody, you find out they really wasn't have your interest, but some reason God allowed that situation to happen so they'd be exposed, so you wouldn't have a deeper feelings and a deeper relationship with them. So it was a blessing when I look back at those times. And really, when you sit down and think about it, even the women I've dated in my past, it just didn't work out. And there's women, like I said, it was areas of my life I was immature. But that was lacking in some areas. But when you see things clearly, you be thankful that it is, that because sometimes some people are not meant for you. They're not really meant to be with you. And for some strange reason, they either expect something, a high expectation, and you don't fulfill it. But if they can't love you out their heart, accept you for who you are, and build up and work with you where you at, then I look at it this way, as far as being a man, I don't need to be with them. And I'm okay with that. And I struggle with that at first. It's like until time and life and the good God Almighty showed me through time, and having talked with people who have wisdom to kind of show you. It's probably was a blessing that that person wasn't around you, because sometimes some people can hinder you. So one of those women probably could have hindered me from my spiritual growth. See, once you come through spiritual growth, everything else balances itself out. Life ain't so. Life is going to be difficult, but it's not going to be as difficult that it is. But without spiritual growth and allowing the Most High God take you through, to get you through those barriers, when obstacles come, He help you along the way. But you have a lot of men who are men in their bodies, but they're boys in their mind. And it's something that, what somebody say, some people stay stuck in that zone of trying to feel like they're trying to compensate for what they didn't have when they were young in their youth. And I feel that it's probably good. And I can honestly tell you, I had the toughest thing I had to deal with is not being intimate with somebody for over a decade. That was the toughest thing. Somebody like, oh my God, how can you do it? I said, it's discipline. Discipline. And when you been in the church and some things that the church exposed you, you would thank God that you stay disciplined. Because had I gone on the road, I could be sick and be in the grave, living that kind of lifestyle, jumping from one woman's bedroom to another woman's bedroom. And that's the reality of it. And a lot of people don't really think about that. And then when you come to a point in life when you're at the edge of your life, and one day you have to stand before the Almighty God, you don't want that on your conscience. You don't want to live like that. So why did you live like that? I had somebody for you, and why are you spreading yourself around whether you're the man or the woman? And you're gonna say it to the woman, well, he say it to his man. Why are you spreading yourself? What are you trying to accomplish? Why are you being so? Sorry. What are you trying to validate with other men? Nothing. The only thing you have to do is just be yourself, and try to, of course, keep and worry about working on yourself, working on your appearance. And it's something that the young man said. He said, this should be a year that men should just work on themselves. Like, that's like some women are working on themselves and not really focusing on trying to meet somebody. Every now and then I would kind of glance and I would see the dating sites, but it's like, really, even though there's some nice looking women online, looks can be one thing, but getting to know somebody in person and seeing if they're attracted to you and you attracted to them, it's two totally different things. And that's how I'm looking at it. And whether it's here or in another country, but I'm a kind of person, I don't want to sleep with every woman on the planet. And I could be the first man to admit that. Because when I made a video about the young man that got threatened if you come back to this country because for sex tourism. They accused him of that Austin Holloman situation that's been going around on social media. But I say from a spiritual standpoint of view, I said, and men, most of us men, some ladies are right. we do think with our lower head, and we don't think rational. We don't think things all the way through. And even the men that have the capability, that have the money, don't use that type of wisdom. That, when you giving yourself to other women, you don't know what's in their background. And I was saying that, and I meant this when I said, if he would have messed with the wrong woman, and that woman got angry, and because he disrespected her, and she come from a background where there's witchcraft, where they can put something on you. In places like Brazil, there's women that do that. And I was looking at something over in the country on my video on Romania, and how this woman would ask me, well, how do I get my husband to pay attention to me more? So she go to this witch doctor, and she made up a potion. See, a lot of men, and they do this all, and a lot of men don't think about this. So they go and make you some food and put something in your food, and say, oh yeah, and they think that I'm not. You gotta watch what type of woman you get with. You gotta know her that well, because some women do stuff like that, and you have, and that's just a word of wisdom. And I said, whoa. And when I made the videos on my channel, I'm like, man, look at all this spirit and what they do and how the way they concoct stuff and everything. These women, and you don't know what their background is. And so, even though you have some people who are believers in Brazil, but you got some people that come from background that is in the witchcraft. And it's in voodoo, tied in with voodoo, which ties certain things into witchcraft in Brazil. And that's probably just one of many other different religions. So even if you meet a woman in Brazil, you better make sure she's of the kingdom of God. And like anywhere else on the planet, whether it's here or any place else. And that's what basically what God was showing me. As I was sitting here thinking about it, I know God will let me know. Yeah, you meet somebody, you better know what territory you're going into to meet that person. Because, and get with that one person, get with that one woman. Stop trying to sleep with every have from, some men have done this since the beginning of time, from Rome to Maine. And really, what is it going to accomplish that you slept with all these different women? What is it going to really accomplish? But a bunch of soul ties, a bunch of heartaches, emotional, because every time you giving yourself physically with somebody in the bedroom, it's more than that. You give it more than what you bargain, because you give and take, and they're giving you, so you sharing whatever you taking on, what they taking on, and they taking on what you taking on. So that's what I learned, and I can honestly say that. And because I enjoy looking like any other man, nice looking women, but the reality of it is, I just want one woman. After knowing what's out here, shit, heck no. As a man, no. It's more to it than what meets the eye. And some men, not just on social media, but some men don't think about that, period. So the men who are married are very blessed. So some men might not think that they're blessed, but you are. Mentally you're blessed, spiritually you're blessed, and the men who financially can be blessed. Because, and especially if you have someone you love and they trust and they work with you, that you're giving yourself to. But for a single man, it's a struggle. Until the ones that haven't found that significant other. For, it's a struggle, and it's about it, and it really takes the will of God, like God did with some women. Some women could be going through that. It takes a struggle. That states not want to go out there and get intimate with somebody. Temptations and want to go out there and saying, you get these urges like you just want to get out there and you because you get intimate with somebody. But when you see what's out there, and what really did it was not only the viruses that out there, like AIDS and CLEP and herpes and stuff. Now you got to worry about if you get with somebody out there, they got the COVID. So that kind of convinced me like this. Yeah, I think I'll just hold off to kind of like. And say, yeah, she pretty, but she could have the COVID. I don't, because viruses don't care what you look like. You could be the most handsomest man to the most exotic woman. It don't matter. And it ain't working. I ain't getting no virus over somebody. I ain't getting no virus. And that's just wisdom right there. That's just, and people don't think about that too. Even if you traveling to another country, you got to think about that. And I know this video ain't gonna get that many views, but it gets something to think about, and why I'm not one of the type of men that like some of these men out here that jump from bed to bed. Because there was a point in my life I was making a bad habit of doing that, man. But when I got to church, and when I saw the truth, and see, that's the thing, some people want to go to church because they know they're going, when it's being revealed and someone can show you in the Bible that how real that is, you ain't never the same. You're not the same person. You'll see why it's good to stay married. You'll see. Because the last thing I want to do is die and end up in hell because I choose to, and I can't make that excuse to God. I can't make that excuse to God like, well, God, I'm being a man and all. No, that ain't gonna fly with God. That's not gonna fly with God, the Most High God, through His Son Jesus, Yeshua. And so that's why. And some people think that that they can't. It's hard. That something wrong. If you gotta wait, but wisdom will show you what's out here. Then that's just then if the woman you get with, you don't know what's wrong with her. There's a lot of women that are beautiful, but you don't know where they at mentally. Then if you get with them, you get with their family members and all their associates, to whoever's in their arena. See, that's another thing you have to consider, that when you're getting with another woman, when you're getting with these different women out there, because you're going into their atmosphere and laying up with them and being in company with them. So you know what's going on in that atmosphere. And most older men don't think like this. The ones that run around and still trying to be like a bunch of high school and college guys, still trying to see they can score different women. It made it sound kind of cool at one time, but when the reality comes, it's not cool. It's not. And there was a time I kind of thought like that, and I regret it. I do, because I didn't know. I didn't think much about it until I came to the truth. And it's good to stick with someone who loves you. You ain't, and I don't care if there's 100,000 different women out there. If there's 100 beautiful thousand women out there in some all shapes, sizes, and looks and everything, I'm not just going for the look. It's what's behind the look that concern me. What's in their background? What's in their bloodline? See, men don't think. Some men don't think like this when they're looking for a woman. You know, how's she gonna be with you when you decide to pick this one person? Are they gonna be with you? Are they gonna help you? Are they gonna stand by you? And it takes some self-discipline. And then as a man, I had to make sure that I had to be self-disciplined enough to know to stay single, because I mean, you don't want to get with somebody, and I had to put myself to the test. Okay, if you date somebody, but you see something else, or you're gonna go after somebody else, and that's where people start cheating and everything. And I can honestly tell you, I'm over that. You know, I mean, once I get with somebody, I don't really desire, because even though I would see attractive women, even if I found my significant other, but I would know, like, that's not that. I mean, it could be somebody be prettier than my wife or my significant other, but it's who is gonna roll with me from the long haul. And some men don't think about that when they're out there cheating on women. They don't think about it. And then some women don't think about that when they're cheating on men. So it goes both ways. Because here you mess it up because you're trying to do something different. And once you break that trust, that's it. And then too, I have a covenant with the Most High God, so I can't be playing around like that either, because not only if you have a covenant with God and you marry that woman, you and that woman got a covenant with God, you cheat on her. Not only that you cheat on her, but you cheat on God, the Most High God, because when you two got married, you married each other, but you married up under Him. So now, if one of you cheat, not only did they cheat on, let's say, if I cheat on her, I cheat on him. Now he's upset at me. I turn my back on him by cheating on her. Or she vice versa. She cheat on me, she cheat on him. See, a lot of people don't think about that when they get married. And there's the consequences to that. You won't have a successful, so the next relationship you get in, it may not be successful. It might be cursed. Then you open the door for something. Open the door for some disease or some viruses and something hit your body. Nah, that's alright. Not because ain't nobody worth all that. I'm just saying, no. And I'm at an age. I'm at a point in my life too. I'm in my 50s. No, way people clocking up out of here right now. I've seen people in their 30s and 40s clocking out. So, nah, because you can have one foot in the land and one foot in the grave, and I ain't trying to go to the grave. Not early did I have to, so because of a bad decision. Because you open the door. See, a lot of these brothers, a lot of these men don't understand that. That, yeah, you go out there and have all the women, and like I said, it's their choice. But for me as a man, I tell you, from the truth that I've seen, nah, give me one woman. I don't care. I know there's women, beautiful women all over, and they all over the world, all over the United States. They look like the package till you bring the package home, till you get to know the package. And then if you had if you was near wealthy, had all the resources that can cover everything. I mean, can they love you? Do they really love you? Or do they want you to? Do they want do you like a Solomon? Say, well, go ahead and give me all my things, so I go out there and worship and idolize things. And that's as long as I'm getting the money, but I don't give a damn about you. I don't give a damn if you get sick. And there's women out there that don't care. But we think that when we think of a woman, we think that every woman love and care. No, they don't. And it's, obviously she's a woman. It's in her nature, right? Yeah, but some women don't care. Like some women are like some men. They have a heart and heart when it comes to their it's only about themselves and all about themselves because their beauty, they want the attention. And I can only speak from a man's point of view. I mean, is this women can find the same faults with the men too, but I'm speaking from a man's point of view, and I can honestly say that yeah, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Just meet that one person that God bless you, and that's it. Some people think I should have 2 or 3 wives. Well, yeah, I don't know about that, but hey, if you know what and understand what I've seen in the truth, you understand why people are married, and it's the benefits to being married. Healthy, your couples are happy. Scientific stats are showing that on your taxes. That helps out a lot when you're married. On your taxes, on your you live longer. Yeah, if you got the right person that help you live longer, and it's a health benefit to it, and there's other benefits to it too, being married. Mm-hmm. But sleeping around, nah, that's a curse. You having all these different partners and stuff. It may seem good, but it's gonna catch up to you somewhere along the way. But yeah, I I would say just wait. And even though there's all type of women out there, but I keep thinking, man, you really have to know a person, and are they willing to feel the same way about you, or if they see something good, or they're trying to use you, like some men use women. There's women use men for their own gain, or their own come up. So you got to think about that. So you got to put, are they using you for a come up? And that's not just here, but any part of the world. Or you got to see what that person you really. And it's called take your time out to know somebody. Because if you don't know who they are, you're gonna be SOL. So that's what I'm saying. But yeah, I see some of these men, and I just sit back and laugh, man. Because some of these men, even though they choose to run that way, but I pray for their souls, because that's got to be kind of miserable though. Even though you're having fun, but wouldn't it be nice to enjoy somebody you can truly trust and could really rely and look over your back for you, even if they come from another part of the world, and be a significant other. Now the men who are married overseas, they smart. The men that have a wife in those countries, or well as here, like I said, married men are smart. The ones who are happily married are smart men, because they got a greater advantage. For example, if you have to go to a hospital, you would want your spouse to be out there, because something happened to you. You don't have your spouse out there, you're screwed. You have no, and let's say you in a foreign land, and you don't have no relative, you don't have no brother, no sister, no mother, no father, anything, and something happened to you back there, and hopefully mess you up, you'll have someone to come see about you, don't care about you. That's what counts. If you don't have a good, I mean, you can have friends, but I'm talking about. But it'd be nice to have a friend and a companion, and have a wife too, someone to care about you. See, people is the treasure. And you find the right people that really love you and care about you. But if you got somebody and you in some place where people don't know you, and they don't care about you, they don't have no sense of love or of God in their heart. They don't have a heart. It's a cold air and it's a cold world. Because some people, they may come friendly, but you'll find out when your resources run out, when things go wrong, you find out how people really are. So I'm a kind of person, do the good and the bad. I would want somebody with me. If I'm at the highest of everything to the lowest of low, and everything in between, because that's what matters. Because it's easy for someone to be next to you when everything is going well. But push come to shove, let you get sick, or let something happen financially, or something really tragic, and see how they take the pressure. So that's why you want a good, faithful wife to help you. I mean, you have God. If you're a believer, you'll have God. But you'll have someone to help you deal with life. And that's what you two make a bond. Two is strong. So that's one of the reasons why you should have a wife. Because it's those moments like that. That's what matters. So, but being out there with multiple different women, some women that they would want you for one thing, and once they got what out of you, they could turn cold hard against you, and don't get two squats about you. And men don't like to think about it like that, but if you think about, there's some women that have experienced men like that they give two squats about them. So you don't think there's women out there that have the same mindset as men do, that don't give two squats? I've come across women like that. They think they're so beautiful, they so into themselves, and they want all the attention. There's no love, and there's no feminine, and there's no humility, there's no humbleness. There are women like that. There are some women. That's why you have to be selective what type of woman. If you have a mother or your sister, you want that kind of trait in your wife. That they would be by you through thick and thin, through up and down. If you have a good mother and good wife. If you have a good mother, and you were a man that had a good mother, a solid grandmother, mother, sister that stood by you as a relative, if she got to be like that to be your companion, to stand by you. And the only thing between that is that you'll have intimacy. See, that's the only difference. But they love you about the same as your relative. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm looking for as a man. And if it's here, it'll be fine. If it's over another part of the world, it'll be fine. But I know one thing, I'm definitely going to use the wisdom of God when I do. Because as a man, I'm like any other man out there. I'll be like, woo, they look good. Woo, that one. And the temptation is there, but you got thank God for His Spirit that's in me, saying, you sure you want to go that direction? Because you don't know what's on the inside of that person. You don't know what their intentions are. You don't know what you getting yourself into, because people can look good on the outside, but they could be on a hellraiser on the inside. And once you get to know them and spend time with somebody over an hour with them, you and spend a long time with them, you get to know who they really are, and they get to know who you really are. And other than the culture, if it's in a different part of the world, other than the language and the culture and communication. But that's the wise thing to do. The wise thing is to settle down. Look for a wife. Settle down. If in your 30s or 40s, even your late 20s, settle down, man. Because right now, man, woo, what's out there is crazy. It really is. It's crazy out there. That'll be my advice. If I was going overseas, I'm going to one country, meet one woman. That's it. If it's the Philippines, one woman. If it was down to Brazil, one woman. And she must be from the kingdom of God. Because I don't know, like I said, especially some place like Brazil and them other places, not saying that it can't happen over the Philippines, but again, what's their spiritual background? Because once you make a sexual covenant with them, the other things come, whatever it is you link them is coming right with you. Whatever's linked to her, if it's some spirit that's linked to her, it's gonna be linked to you. No. I don't want nothing linked to someone that their grandmother was a witch or a warlock and daddy was a warlock, and nah, that's alright. No. Ain't nothing following me from another part of the world. You having something tip over in your house, some unusual activity. What is that? Things go flying in the air. No. But it could be because some people carry stuff with them. That you go from one atmosphere and go into the, you know how some people, I don't know if someone ever told you this, that you can't let everybody into your house because they bring a certain type of, the world calls it some type of energy into it, but you don't know what kind of presence that they bring into your atmosphere. All of a sudden you have strange things start happening. You might have accidents and stuff, weird stuff happening, and you don't know why it's happening. Because what you tied into. I'm just giving you something to think about. It may sound strange to some people. Some people this may sound strange to because they're not in the Lord. But to someone who's been well seasoned in God, in the Word, in the church, they know what I'm talking about. They know I'm telling the truth. See, some people in the world that never really been in church, studied the Word, they don't know about stuff like this. They think that it's hocus pocus till they start seeing strange things happening, unusual things. And I say, hey, I try to tell you. But this is something that I didn't know this at first until I came into the truth. I came to and watching the different ministries on TV, going to church, reading the Word, man. And then you understand the way the dark kingdom works, the light kingdom works, and how it follows people, what's in people's bloodline, what carries over if you connect with it and everything. Most people don't know about this, and it's like their life was fine. All of a sudden, they got with this person, and it's just all of a sudden, all kind of crazy things start happening, unusual things. They have a streak of bad. It's just like some people call it bad luck, or you might get an accident. Maybe some off the wall stuff, but it's what you carry, what you connect with. So if you're a young man, if you're a man, then go over, get with one woman, and make sure you, and I hope that this right. Please get into a church. I'm telling you this for a reason. I hope you're a believer. There's some people that if you do travel, that you're a believer, because you have, once you got to worry about the natural, you always got something from the supernatural invades the natural, and you might not even be aware of it. And so this is something that the church don't tell you about, because some churches are not at a level, some pastors are not at a level, some men and women of God at the level. It takes a certain man and woman of God to kind of break this down. It takes a certain man and woman of God to understand what I'm talking about. But you have to watch who you keeping company with, who you keeping company, and who you lay down with. Because whatever you lay down with, you heard a few people talk about the incubus and the succubus and stuff like that. That's a spirit that come at night. But the incubus is is a male demon. The succubus is a female demon, and they come at night to mess with people. Well, that's a whole different topic. But you don't want something that's maybe something like that followed them there to you. But just something to think about. And then again, it takes someone who's in the church to break that down to you, because some people who read their Bible and who understand what I'm talking about. So that's why it's not good, like soul ties and things like that. You don't want to get with somebody, because soul ties has some stuff going on too. So it's good not to get with a whole bunch of women. That's why you need it. That's why it is said to get with, every man should have a cleave to a wife. And I didn't understand that way. I was like, oh, that's just religious stuff. No. I just, and then like some men, well, maybe one day I will, but not right now. But whoever you get with could be sent to take you out spiritually. So that's why it's good to make sure whoever you get with, that she's sent from above. Because some women that may look good, the devil can send something your way, can look good, because since the beginning of time, he always knew that us men always see visual things. We see the woman's body, and that's why you get some evil ass women. Everybody thinking the evil ass woman is some woman with a crooked nose and all hunched up over. Oh no, baby. Oh no. She ain't gotta look all evil and ugly looking just make her look that she's evil. Evil can be the most attractive looking thing. Can like appear like an angel of light. Now dropping some game on some men. Don't just go for the look. Go for the character of that person. And pray that God will open up your eyes to see who she really is. Just like he would tell the woman, open up your eyes so he can show you who he really is. And as a man, definitely, because as men, God knows we like, ooh, God knows that we look at, he made it that we look at women, but he said, hey son, don't just look at the body and everything and the looks. Let me show you what she's really on the inside. See, that's and sometimes we ignore that voice as men, and then we get caught up. Then we find out that this chick was crazy, or this woman was off the hook. No, you didn't pay attention, and I was one of the men that I didn't pay attention either, and I met crazy, and I met some crazy women. That's why I say, yeah. That's why I say, and then some of them wasn't what we call average to ugly, some of them were pretty attractive. So my I say this, I had to learn. If I can give advice to a younger man, that would be my advice. Don't just go for the looks. Don't go for, oh, she got a big butt. Oh, because, oh, she must be feminine. Oh, she must have a loving heart. Yeah, she might have a nice body, but she don't have a heart. And she don't give a darn. And she could be sent. There have been many men in their graves. There women are out there like that. They have their attention, whether it's here in the United States or some part of the world. So be careful. So if you're a man traveling, if you're a man that's traveling, think about what I'm saying. Let this wisdom kick in. It's all right. It's all right. But before you lay down, let it be revealed. And I hope someone, if you plan on traveling like those other men, keep that in mind. Because what you lay down, you may not like what you see when it turns over the middle of the night. Because it may not you might think what it is. And see, one thing about the enemy, he can send a woman there to play a part, to be feminine, be friendly, but when he don't get what he want, he get inside and he have a switch on you. And so when you meet a nice young woman, nice lady, whether it's here or any part of the world, make sure she have a good heart. Make sure and you do, that's the woman you want to keep. Because all these other women with the bodies and the pretty faces and stuff, that's what it is. And some have gotten arrogant, conceited with that. And they know. Some women know that. And they use that as a weapon to trap men. So that's something that I would advise. Say, hey, yeah, it's alright to look. It's like the one young woman that tried to Facebook friend me, and all of a sudden I'm thinking that, and we just talk as friends, or it's not talk as friend over weeks. So I say let's meet face to face. Next thing you know, I'm meeting face to face. She got her clothes off, trying to get me to get my clothes off and expose myself. And I said, no, I'm not going to expose myself. And try to prey on my weakness as a man. But I had to give myself credit. It's like, no, just because you come to me, what's it doing for me? And then I was the same way when I used to go into a strip club. Like, why you giving a woman who you have no relationship with, you get all roused up as a man, and you gonna want to release what has been roused up in you, and then when you release it by yourself, you sinning. If you don't have someone to release it with, like your wife or someone significant other, is okay. But if you don't, you screwed if you're a single man. So why put yourself like that? And then too, you giving some woman all their money just to look at her body, by looking at the body. And when you can see something for free when you at home. I don't know. I never could figure that out. A couple of times when I used to go in the strip club, like, what is the purpose of this? Why I'm going to go spend all this money, give it to a woman who don't want me, wouldn't speak a time of day to me. All she is to see how much money is in my wallet. That's it. And why should I give my physical and emotional and financial to somebody who doesn't give a squat about me? I don't know. maybe I'm the only one that making sense out here, but I just don't see no point in that. So that's my take on it. So it's good to travel, but if you're a man, single man, get a wife. And hear what I said earlier, because and get to know her, really know her. And as I'm telling you, I'm preaching to myself. Get to know somebody, because what looks good ain't good for you, and you don't want to find out the hard way. So I hope, but that's just when this is my testimony on why I'm single and why I'm waiting so long, over a decade, for a woman. Because, hey, what I see out here these days, shit, I'm good. And like I said, it was rough not being intimate with somebody. I understand. Now, how did you do? I said it takes discipline. But when you not having sex for over a decade, you think you're going, you're going, I don't think I'll be able to make it. I did good. When God showed me some things, I said I can wait. I don't want no one else's spirit. I don't want to deal with no one else's demons. I don't want to have no soul tie to somebody. I don't want no sickness coming in my body. I don't want nothing. I ain't trying to open the door to nothing. Whatever them doors I opened in my past, I closed them doors. Get that, And yeah, they look good. It may be some tempting, but it's like no. But that's when that your head up here kick in, and the Most High will use His head and say, hey, remember that deliverance I had to get you up out of? Remember you had to go through that physical deliverance and getting thrown and coughing up and farting up and all that stuff, trying to get the spirits up out of you? Shh. Because it's something that it was what I was intimate with. That's how He's able to clean me up. So please take this word of advice. Wait till you get a wife. It's so worth it. It takes discipline and work on yourself. That's so true what the brother said. Work on yourself. These women, because out here, it's a cold ass world. All right, then. Till next time, you guys take it easy. Be blessed.